Hare Krishna, Namaste. Chapter 15 is entitled as Purushottama Vidya, Purushottama Yogam. Sloka 17. Uttamaḥ puruṣas paramātmety udāhṛtaḥ yo loka-trayam āviśya bibharty avyaya īśvaraḥ. Krishna, after explaining the two types of beings, Ksharaha, Aksharaha, the perishable and imperishable living entities, now in this sloka he speaks about himself, how he is best among the puruṣas and how he is special. Let's learn the meaning of this sloka. Anyaḥ, another, that is, two kinds of living beings were explained in the previous sloka. Anyaḥ, where there is another. Uttamaḥ puruṣah, personality who is supreme. Paramātmety, that he only is the supreme self. Udāhṛtaḥ, has been spoken of, Yah, who, avyaya, inexhaustible, absolutely imperishable. īśvaraḥ, the Lord, possessed of lordship. Loka-trayam, the three divisions of world. Bhūr-bhuvasva, the three declared in the pramanas. āviśya, permeating. Bibharty is maintaining, upholds. Translation: besides these two that we must remember, Kshara and Akshara, that we learned in the previous sloka. Besides these two, there is the greatest living personality, the super soul, the imperishable Lord himself, who has entered the three worlds and is maintaining them. We have learned in the previous slokas that through the authoritative means of knowledge, that is Shabda Pramana, the Vedas, that there are two kinds of persons, Ksharaha and Aksharaha. Of these, the person who are individual selves, who are associated very closely with Achit, with the matter, that is the Prakriti, are starting from Brahma down to the blade of grass, a worm. They are all called as Baddhatma or Bubukshus. They are the one Krishna says Ksharaha in the previous sloka, the perishable ones. Whereas those who have disconnected their relationship, their association, their connection with Achit, that is the Prakriti, they are Mumukshus, Muktatmas, and Krishna calls them as Aksharaha, the imperishable ones. Krishna is saying here that there is a third one, third personality, who is different from these two. When we speak about the third, it is not about the Nityatmas who are eternally situated in the spiritual world, because they are also living entity. They are Nityatmas because of the Lord's grace, not otherwise. Therefore, Krishna is not talking about Nityatmas that we already covered in the previous session. He is talking about himself, as he doesn't fall into any of these categories. He is obviously not Baddhatma, he is not Muktatma, and he is not Nityatma. He is Paramātma, he is Supreme Self. Before we further go deep into this sloka, there is something to be noted. In the very first line, Krishna says, Uttama Purusha. In this sloka, he did not say Purushottama. Let's understand that. The term has two words combined together. Uttamaḥ, Purushaḥ. Likewise, in Purushottama also, Purushaḥ, Uttamaḥ. So there are two words are joined together. It's called samasam. When two words are joined together, they are samasam. In the 10th chapter, 33rd sloka, Krishna said, Dvandva samasikascha. Of the terms, words, I am Dvandva samasam. Dvandva means dual compound. Samasa means combining the two compounds, elements together. For example, when two words elements are combined together and the preference, importance given to the second element, then it is called tat purusha samasa. For example, Raja Sevaka. Raja Sevaka, king's servant. Over here, the importance is given to the second element, servant, who is of a king. So this is called tat purusha samasa. Whereas when the importance is given to the first element, then that is called avyaya samasa. For example, Upaganga, seashore of Ganga. Now importance is not to Ganga but the seashore. Such sandhi, dual compound, is avyaya samasa. When the importance is given outside of the dual compound, it is neither the first element nor the second element, it is something else. Then it is called bahuvrihi samasa. For example, Pitambaraha. Pita means yellow, Ambara means cloth, yellow cloth. So here, neither the first term, yellow, Pita, is not given importance, nor the garment, Ambaram, is not given importance, which is second element. It is something outside of the first and second element. That is, one who wears the Pitambara. Then it implies to the Supreme Lord, who wears the yellow garment. There's another one we can see, Mahabahuhu, one who has strong arms. Maha, great, strong, Bahu, arms. As we can see, neither one is given importance here, but it is outside of these two elements, the dual compound. Now, when the importance is given to both the elements, first and second, then it is called dvandva samasa. For example, Rama Krishna. Here, the first element as well as the second element are given importance. This is dvandva samasa. So in the 33rd sloka of the 10th chapter, Krishna is picking up those which are special among its group. So various samasas are there. Among them, Krishna said, I am dvanda samasikascha. That dual compound which gives importance to both the elements within it. There is another one which is related to this sloka that we are currently seeing, that is karmadharaya samasa. In a compound of two words, where the first word is an adjective and the second one is substantive, then that is called karmadharaya samasa. For example, black bird. Black is an adjective where bird is a noun. So this means a bird which is black. Another one is gentleman, a man who is gentle. As we can see, the first term is gentle, adjective, which refers to the Second term, a man, who is substantive. Such compound word in this manner is called karmadhare samasa. So, uttama purusha, a purusha who is supreme, who is different from the others. Here, others are kshara and akshara classes. The Baddhatma's body and his knowledge undergo changes. Therefore, he is kshara purusha. Whereas, one who is released from such condition of changes of body and one's knowledge, jnana, they are mukta akshara purusha. And the third one that we saw, nityas, the nityatma, did not ever have any union with prakriti, but they can associate with achita, with prakriti, to serve the Lord, but they are totally free from karma. They will not be entangled in the samsara. That is why they are called as nitya mukta, eternally liberated souls. So, the Supreme Lord is always free from all of these states. In that way, he is different from these three classes of beings, and that is the key message which is being said here by using karmadhare samasa, uttama purusha. That uttama purusha is paramātmety udāhṛtaḥ, is said to be Paramatma. The Jivatma, because of its karma, it is encased in a body and becomes the Atma to support its body, whereas the Lord pervades all things. Therefore, he also pervades within the Jivatma. Like the Atma carries the body, the Paramatma who is situated within the Jivatma carries the Atma. That doesn't mean that he only carries the Atma, he doesn't carry the body of the Atma. In every level, it is the Lord who carries everything. We have also discussed this point in the previous chapters. Therefore, he is Paramatma, the Lord who pervades in all things, both Achita and Chitta. He is Paramatma. A Jivatma cannot pervade by itself into other things. The Jivatma's jnana can pervade, but the Jivatma's self, the Atma itself, cannot pervade into anything else besides its own body, or if that Jivatma has a siddhi, it can extend its knowledge to few other bodies, as we saw in the case of Saubhari Muni. Saubhari Muni took so many bodies doesn't mean that his Atma was extended to other bodies. Not that his Atma pervades into additional bodies. It was his jnana that extended from the primary body to other bodies. So when we say the Lord pervades within everything, it is not that the Lord extends or pervades through his knowledge like the Siddha Puruṣas. That is why the Lord is Vibhu, whereas Jivatma is Anu. This one also we studied in the 13th chapter. So whenever we say Paramatma, whenever the scriptures refers Paramatma, it is Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As it is said in Taittiriya Upanishad, Tasya sikāyā madhye paramātma vyavastitaha sabrahma sasiva shendra sokshara paramasvarat, that he is Paramatma in everyone. that includes Brahma, Shiva, Indra and everyone else. We don't see here the Vishnu because he cannot become a supreme self to his self because he is Vibhu, whereas everyone else that's mentioned over here are Anu. That Lord is absolute truth, Brahman. That Lord is super soul within everything. Narayana para brahmatattvam narayana paraha narayana paror jyotiratma narayana paraha. It is spoken in the scriptures very clearly who that Paramatma is. Just because he is different from those two types of living entities or three types of living entities, does it mean that he is supreme? Why he should be Paramatma? In the next line of the sloka it says, Yo loka-trayam. Yo loka-trayam āviśya. Here, loka-trayam has two interpretations like we saw one previously. First one is lokyata iti lokaha. We learn from the pramana, the Vedas, that there are three things: Achit, Baddhatma and Muktatma. The world is Achit, non-sentient matter, and Baddhatmas or the Jivatmas that conjoined with the Achit, the non-sentient matter, and the liberated selves called Muktatma, who are completely free from the Achit, from the matter. This we know through the authority of the Shrutis and other Shabda Pramana. So this is the first interpretation. For Lokatraya, it is Achit, Baddhatma and Muktatma. The Lord pervades himself into all these three, Achit, Baddha and Mukta. So in the first interpretation, the term Loka refers to Pramana. So Loka-trayam means those three who are mentioned in the Pramanas, Achit, Baddha and Mukta. Whereas the other interpretation is Loka-trayam is classifying the 7 planets into 3 groups. One is Kritakam, compressing Bhu, Bhuva, Swaha. Kritaka Kritam, that is Maharloka. And the last one is Akritakam, that consisting of Janaloka, Tapaloka and Satyalokas. Lokas are 7: Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Swaha, Mahaha, Janaha, Tapaha and Satyam. So these 7 are grouped into 3. One is Kritakam, the first 3. Another one is Kritaka Kritam, that is just Maharloka. And the third group is Akritakam, that's the top 3 lokas. So two way of seeing Loka-trayam is one that is only the 3 world, Bhur Bhuva Swa, or considering in these 3 groups all the 7 planets. But that doesn't mean the Lord only pervades into these 3 or 7 planets. Therefore, when we say the Lord pervades in Achit, Baddha and Mukta, it is inclusive of everything that falls into the Prakriti, Mula Prakriti, and not just limited to 3 worlds. Next, āviśya bibharty. Āviśya means one who enters in, one who permeates and support, bibharty. My body is supported because I, Atma, present in the body, who's holding, supporting this body. When the Atma leaves the body falls down. It is not supported. Likewise, the Lord pervades in everything, Achit and Chit. Because of Him, His presence, everything is being supported. He is the one who surrounds everything. Therefore, how can one who surrounds and those surrounded be the same. Therefore, he is different from those things that he surrounds. Because supporter and that is being supported needs to be different. Cannot be one and the same. The Achit, Chit, they are all are supported by the Lord. Therefore, he is different from them and therefore he is Uttama Purusha. So what we have learned in this session is Uttama Purushatvanyaḥ paramātmety udāhṛtaḥ yo loka-trayam āviśya bibharty. We have seen up to this point. We have to see avyaya and īśvaraḥ, which will be discussed in the next session. Namaste. Hare Krishna.